There are moments in life when the distance between where we are and where we want to be feels impossibly wide. We try to outrun anxiety, pile responsibility on our shoulders, chase opportunities like marathoners who've forgotten how to breathe, until our minds echo with silent questions. Why am I working so hard and still not at peace? Why does success feel so stressful? Why does the pursuit of money sometimes drain the very energy needed to earn it? Richard Carlson's "Don't Worry, Make Money" enters precisely into this tension, not with the harsh discipline of productivity hacks, nor with aggressive financial formulas, but with the gentle, clarifying truth. Peace of mind is not the reward for success, it is the foundation for it. Money does not flow from frantic striving, but from an inner equilibrium that allows intelligence, creativity, intuition, and opportunity recognition to flourish. This simple insight challenges the modern mindset, especially in a world where global citizens from New York to Nairobi, from London to Johannesburg, from Silicon Valley to Singapore feel the pressure to prove themselves in economies that reward relentless motion. Yet Carlson proposes something radical. The less you worry, the more clearly you think. The more clearly you think, the better decisions you make. The better your decisions, the more naturally money follows. It echoes the ancient words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Not because ambition should die, but because freedom from mental clutter creates space for meaningful achievement. If you love powerful, insightful, and life-changing books, then you found the right channel. Every week, we break down the ideas that transforms mindset, elevate success, and shift lives, so don't miss out. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because you will want to catch every book we review. Let's continue. The book's message becomes even more relevant when we see how many talented people sabotage their potential, not through lack of skill, but through stress, fear, overthinking, and emotional exhaustion. Carlson argues that the real enemy of prosperity is not the market, the competition, or circumstances. It is the internal storm we allowed to rage unchecked. And so, the first great movement of his philosophy begins with a quiet but powerful lesson. Your state of mind influences your level of success more reliably than any external condition. When a person learns to cultivate calmness in the midst of chaos, doors open, ideas appear, opportunities are noticed, and energy is preserved rather than wasted. Consider the example of Airbnb founders Brian Chesky and Joe Gibbia. When they were broke, drowning in uncertainty, and considered shutting down their business, it was the ability to stay mentally grounded, thinking creatively instead of panic-driven, that led them to create novelty cereal boxes to fund their startup. That calm creativity pulled them from desperation into global entrepreneurship. Carlson would say, they made money not by worrying more, but by worrying less. This sets the stage for the next interconnected movement of Carlson's thought. When we stop dramatizing life's ordinary problems, our mind becomes free to see solutions. He explains that most people unconsciously magnify small annoyances into large emotional burdens, and this habit poisons productivity. A traffic jam becomes a disaster. A delayed email becomes disrespect. A slow customer becomes sabotage. Yet the truth is simpler. Problems rarely hurt us. Our exaggerated reactions do. Carlson's advice parallels what many modern CEOs, psychologists, and creators affirm. Mental drama is expensive. It costs emotional energy, clouded judgment, weakened relationships, poor decision-making, and missed opportunities. Imagine an entrepreneur in Lagos whose internet connection drops during a meeting with an American investor. He panics, feels embarrassed, mentally spirals into fear that he has ruined everything. Meanwhile, another person in the same situation shrugs, calmly reconnects, sends a polite follow-up message, and moves forward. The same event, two completely different outcomes, not because of luck, but because of mindset. The lesson deepens. Stress is not caused by circumstances, but by interpretations. When this realization settles into a person's consciousness, something remarkable happens. Life starts feeling like an emergency. Challenges lose their fangs, and with that emotional freedom, productivity rises, creativity sharpens, negotiation improves, communication softens, and resilience expands. All essential ingredients for financial success. This leads naturally into Carlson's third major insight, woven seamlessly from the second. When you eliminate worry, you also eliminate friction, and friction is the sworn enemy of progress. Worry prevents action. Action delayed becomes opportunity lost. Opportunity lost becomes financial stagnation. He argues that people often confuse worry with responsibility. They think, if I don't worry, I'm not being serious. But as he humorously points out, worrying is the least productive activity in the world. It changes nothing except your health, mood, energy, and ability to think clearly.
Take the story of Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx, now one of the youngest female self-made billionaires in America. When she faced rejection after rejection, she could have spiraled into worry. Instead, she adopted what Carlson teaches, a calm, almost playful persistence. She reframed each no, not as failure, but as progress. And by eliminating emotional friction, she preserved the momentum that eventually built her empire. Carlson's philosophy echoes the Buddhist teaching. If a problem can be solved, why worry? If it cannot be solved, worrying will do no good. In both cases, worry is useless. When a person begins to internalize this, another profound lesson emerges almost automatically. The calmer you are, the more magnetic you become. People are drawn to those who radiate confidence, optimism, and emotional stability. In personal relationships, leadership, business collaboration, and customer service, this emotional magnetism becomes a major economic advantage. Clients trust you more. Partners communicate better. Teams follow your guidance more willingly. Investors sense your clarity. And this is where Carlson bridges into practical financial wisdom. Money flows towards stability. Employers promote those who stay calm under pressure. Customers return to businesses that treat them with grace. Investors support entrepreneurs who demonstrate emotional maturity. The global economy rewards those who can stay centered in a chaotic world. We see this in the steady leadership of Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft. Under his calm, people-focused, non-anxious leadership approach, Microsoft not only grew financially, but transformed culturally. His approach reflects Carlson's lesson perfectly. Inner peace produces outer prosperity. This naturally leads to the next insight. The calmer your mind, the more room there is for intuition, one of the most powerful but underused tools for making money. Carlson argues that intuition thrives when the mind is quiet. Worry crowds it out. Anxiety silences it. Great innovators often describe their breakthroughs not as logical deductions, but as quiet realizations arising when their mind was at ease. Albert Einstein famously stated, "The mind that opens to a new idea never returns to its original size." But such openness requires a mind free from the choking grip of stress. Think of a software developer in Nairobi solving a coding problem. Hours of forced, stressful effort yield nothing. But after stepping away, relaxing, taking a walk, the solution emerges effortlessly. That is intuition at work. Carlson's point is that worry blocks this natural intelligence, and eliminating worry unleashes it. This marks a turning point in Carlson's argument. To make money, you must protect your mental environment. Just as plants require proper soil, the mind requires peace, clarity, and emotional discipline. Your internal state is the soil in which your creativity, resilience, productivity, and financial decisions grow. And so emerges the next interconnected lesson. A peaceful mind is far more efficient than a stressed one. You accomplish more in less time. You notice opportunities others are too anxious to see. You communicate with warmth instead of defensiveness. You handle setbacks with wisdom instead of panic. This creates a compounding effect: better work, better relationships, better decisions, better income. The modern American workforce sees this clearly. Companies now invest heavily in employee wellness, mindfulness programs, flexible schedules, and mental health services, not out of charity, but because calm workers perform better, innovate more, collaborate more easily, and generate more revenue. Carlson's wisdom has become corporate strategy. But there is an even deeper truth beneath all of this. Worry is a habit, and habits can be broken. You don't eliminate worry by waiting for life to get easier. You eliminate it by training your mind. Every calm response becomes a new neural pathway. Every moment you choose peace over panic strengthens your mental resilience. This echoes the timeless words of Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Change your thoughts, and the quality of your life and income follows. This leads us into the next movement of Carlson's integrated wisdom. When you worry less, you become less reactive and more proactive. Instead of reacting emotionally to circumstances, you begin acting intelligently toward goals. Reaction is survival-driven. Proactive action is success-driven. And this transition from reactive to proactive is one of the surest predictors of increased income. We see this in countless real-life examples. Nurses who stay calm in chaotic hospital environments become natural leaders. Truck drivers who approach their job with peaceful focus have fewer accidents and better promotions. Artists who stop fearing rejection produce more work and eventually find opportunities. Programmers who stop stressing over deadlines code more efficiently. Calmness is not passive, it is power under control. As we begin to understand how Carlson views calmness as a secret form of competence, another insight rises naturally from the flow of his thought. Reactivity drains wealth, but patience multiplies it. Patience, in Carlson's worldview, is not slow or passive. It is the ability to remain steady long enough for good decisions to emerge and long-term rewards to compound. In global markets, from Wall Street to Nairobi's growing tech sector, impatient decisions often create financial disasters. Traders panic sell during market dips. Entrepreneurs abandon promising ideas too quickly. Young professionals jump from job to job without developing mastery. Carlson argues that worry shortens our time horizon, whereas calmness lengthens it. When a person stops panicking about immediate outcomes, they gain the ability to think strategically. Consider Warren Buffett, whose success is grounded in calm, patient investment, even when markets behave like stampeding animals. Buffett famously said, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." This philosophy mirrors Carlson's message perfectly. Calm people earn more, not because of luck, but because they wait long enough for opportunities to mature.
The same truth applies to everyday life. Think of a young digital designer in Atlanta building a portfolio. At first, clients are scarce and income is inconsistent. Worry would push her to give up or charge too little. Calm patience empowers her to improve her skill, serve her early clients with excellence, raise her rates gradually, and watch her career stabilize. Her patience becomes profit. The lesson deepens. When fear no longer rushes you, quality becomes your standard. Quality creates reputation. Reputation creates income. And all of that flows from inner steadiness. As this realization takes root, Carlson introduces another connected truth. Letting go of small irritations protects your energy, and energy is a currency far more valuable than money. He often emphasizes that people waste enormous amounts of emotional energy on trivialities. A coworker's tone of voice, A minor delay at the airport, a slow cashier, someone cutting them off in traffic, a misunderstanding in a text message, the unpredictable nature of weather or traffic or technology. He argues that every time you get irritated, you are making an unconscious trade. You are exchanging peace for frustration, clarity for agitation, productivity for anger. These micro-reactions accumulate and eventually exhaust the very energy needed to create wealth and opportunity. In the American corporate world and globally, burnout has become a silent epidemic, not because people are incapable, but because they waste energy on things that do not matter. The World Health Organization reported a dramatic rise in stress-induced burnout in the past decade, with millions losing creativity, motivation, and productivity due to emotional overload. Carlson's message is simple but revolutionary. If you protect your mental energy, your financial energy will increase. Your mind becomes sharper, your vision clearer, your resilience stronger. This insight harmonizes beautifully with the Zen teaching. You should sit in meditation for 20 minutes every day, unless you are too busy. Then you should sit for an hour. The busier you are, the more your inner peace matters. From this foundation arises another intertwined lesson. To stop worrying, you must embrace the power of perspective. Carlson argues that most things people worry about will not matter in a month, the year, or even a week. Yet, in the moment, these same things feel catastrophic. Changing your perspective instantly reduces the emotional weight of life's challenges. Imagine someone in New York stuck in a traffic jam on the way to an important interview. The immediate reaction might be panic. My career is ruined. But a broader perspective shows that many employers are understanding. Traffic is a common reality, and one interview rarely determines a career. Instead of spiraling, the person can calmly call ahead, explain the situation, express respect, and arrive with composure. The calmness itself may impress the employer. Similarly, think of a farmer in Kenya facing a season of unpredictable weather. Worry may push him toward despair, but perspective reveals that farming has always included risk, and government programs, community networks, and modern agricultural tools exist to support him. Perspective doesn't erase the challenge, but it reduces its emotional intensity and opens the door to creative adaptation. With this deeper sense of perspective comes another key realization. Gratitude is one of the most profitable emotional states a human being can cultivate. Carlson explains that gratitude instantly reduces worry because it shifts your attention from what is missing to what is already working. Gratitude breeds calmness. Calmness breeds confidence. Confidence breeds opportunity. Opportunity breeds income. This is why some of the most successful entrepreneurs openly practice gratitude. Oprah Winfrey, one of the wealthiest women in America, has repeatedly said, "If you focus on what you have, you'll always have more." Her gratitude practice is not emotional fluff. It is a disciplined mental habit that fuels clarity, creativity, and good judgment. Gratitude also has global resonance. After the COVID-19 pandemic, countless individuals worldwide, doctors in Italy, teachers in Brazil, students in India, business owners in South Africa, embraced gratitude as a survival tool. Even when incomes failed and careers stalled, gratitude preserved mental resilience, allowing people to rebuild. This leads to another powerful transition. Gratitude naturally reduces comparison, and comparison is a major source of worry.
Carlson explains that when you constantly compare yourself to others, you create artificial emotional pressure. You measure your journey against someone else's timeline. You inflate your insecurity and shrink your confidence. Comparison is especially dangerous in the era of social media, where global citizens see curated snapshots of success and assume these images represent reality. A young person in Chicago scrolls through Instagram and feels behind because someone else bought a car or launched a business. A student in Ghana feels unaccomplished because a peer abroad posts travel photos. Yet these comparisons ignore the invisible struggles behind the scenes. Carlson's lesson is clear. Comparison steals your peace and distracts you from your purpose. When comparison fades, focus emerges. When focus emerges, productivity rises. And when productivity rises, money naturally follows. This brings us to the next interconnected teaching. Focus is more valuable than intelligence. Carlson believes that focused people outperform distracted people in almost every domain of life. Worry scatters focus. Calmness concentrates it.
He explains that when you are deeply present in the task before you, writing, selling, learning, negotiating, designing, coding, you produce higher quality work in less time. That work attracts attention. That attention translates into income. Steve Jobs famously said, "Focus is about saying no. No to distractions. No to emotional drama. No to unnecessary obligations. No to anxiety-inducing thoughts." Carlson's point echoes this perfectly. To make money, you must protect your attention like a priceless resource. From here, another core idea emerges. Every moment spent worrying is a moment stolen from productivity. The truth is blunt but liberating. You cannot worry and produce at the same time. The mind cannot be in two emotional states simultaneously. If worry occupies your mental space, creativity is evicted. If fear dominates, confidence withdraws. Carlson argues that the most successful individuals are not those with the fewest challenges, but those who refuse to waste time on unproductive thoughts. They redirect their mind quickly, consistently, and consciously. This mental discipline is not mysterious. A Nigerian-American entrepreneur building an e-commerce business faces shipping delays, supplier confusion, and customer complaints. A worried mind spirals into overwhelm. A calm mind responds step by step, solves each issue, and keeps the business alive. The difference is not luck, it is emotional skill. All of this cascades into another principle. Worry weakens communication, but calmness strengthens it. In families, workplaces, business partnerships, and social interactions, people who speak from a place of anxiety tend to sound defensive, irritated, unclear, or overly aggressive. These communication patterns create conflict, and conflict drains both emotional and financial resources. Great communicators, leaders like Barack Obama, Nelson Mandela, Jacinda Ardern, radiate calmness even during crises. Their steady tone inspires trust, diffuses tension, and unites people. Carlson argues that this same communication skill, practiced on a smaller scale, helps individuals succeed in negotiation, teamwork, interviews, sales, and customer relationships. Which leads us to yet another insight inherent in Carlson's writing. Relationships thrive in calmness, and healthy relationships are one of the greatest predictors of financial well-being. Mentors, collaborators, partners, clients, colleagues, all these connections respond positively to emotional steadiness. People prefer to work with individuals who are composed, optimistic, and solution-oriented. Relationship capital eventually converts into financial capital. From this understanding flows a deeper truth. Worry makes you self-centered, but calmness makes you outward-focused. When you worry, your attention collapses inward. You become consumed with your fears, your anxieties, your insecurities.
This makes you less effective at serving others, noticing opportunities, or collaborating well. But when you are calm, you can listen better. You can empathize better. You can strategize better. You can contribute more. And the world tends to reward those who contribute meaningfully. This transitions into another essential insight. Stress shrinks your world, calmness expands it. A worried person avoids risks, avoids new experiences, avoids challenges, and avoids growth. A calm person explores, experiments, innovates, and learns, behaviors that lead to higher income, broader networks, and more opportunities. An excellent real-world example is the boom of remote work globally. People who embraced new technology calmly adapted and thrived, working for companies across time zones and earning income from multiple sources. Others who panicked resisted change and struggled. Carlson's wisdom becomes unmistakable. Calmness is not a luxury, it is a competitive advantage. As the journey through Carlson's teachings deepens, another truth rises quietly to the surface. The mind tends to magnify whatever it repeatedly focuses on. When we focus on worry, our worries grow. When we focus on peace, peace expands. It sounds deceptively simple, yet it carries the weight of centuries of wisdom. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Carlson echoes this ancient insight and brings it into the realities of modern, chaotic life, insisting that what we pay attention to has the power to shape what we experience. This realization naturally leads to a profound shift in how we approach our daily frustrations. Instead of resisting them, we begin to see them as temporary waves on a much deeper ocean. Carlson's point is not that life becomes perfect, but that a calm mental posture helps you ride out the inevitable storms with grace. In the fast-paced gig economy, where millions of workers in America, Europe, Africa, and Asia juggle unpredictable schedules and uncertain incomes, learning to detach from unnecessary anxiety becomes a competitive advantage. A recent example is the rise of remote tech workers in Lagos, Nairobi, and Bangalore, who must handle clients across multiple time zones. Those who remain emotionally centered often outperform their equally skilled but overwhelmed counterparts. They respond better, they solve problems faster, and most importantly, they protect their mental bandwidth, which in today's world is its own form of currency. With this newfound ability to detach, Carlson invites us deeper into the practice of recognizing what truly matters. Modern society overvalues urgency. Everything appears critical. Every email demands immediate attention. Every headline screams catastrophe. Every notification interrupts. But Carlson reminds readers that most things are not life-defining emergencies, and therefore do not deserve to steal our peace. This is a message desperately needed today, in an age where constant digital stimulation creates an illusion of permanent crisis.
The lesson becomes clearer when we consider real-world examples. During the pandemic, many people discovered that the stress they had been living under for years, constant commuting, overloaded schedules, unrealistic deadlines, was more optional than they had realized. When life slowed down, they found space to breathe. American workers left their jobs in record numbers during what economists call the Great Resignation. Europeans restructured work-life standards, with countries like Denmark and the Netherlands reinforcing balanced working hours. Africans built resilient informal economies driven by creativity rather than formal employment. In every region, people began asking, if my peace is always the price I pay, is the reward really worth it? As the narrative flows onward, Carlson grounds this realization in another core truth. Peace of mind strengthens decision-making. Stress, on the other hand, blinds us. Neuroscience confirms what philosophers and spiritual teachers have known for centuries, that anxiety narrows perception.
A stressed mind sees fewer possibilities, fixates on threats, and often makes the very mistakes it fears. Calmness, however, widens mental clarity. It allows creativity to emerge. It allows opportunities to be recognized instead of overlooked. This is why some of the world's most successful innovators insist on routines that preserve mental calm. Take Warren Buffett, who famously spends hours quietly reading every day. Or Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, who emphasizes emotional discipline and long-term thinking. Or Oprah Winfrey, whose meditation practice anchors her decision-making even amid overwhelming demands. These figures succeed not because they avoid stress, but because they refuse to let stress hijack their inner world. Their clarity allows them to turn obstacles into strategy, where others merely see barriers. The next insight Carlson weaves into this progression is the importance of slowing down internally even when life moves fast externally. The modern mind confuses speed with effectiveness. In truth, rushing multiplies mistakes. Calm, deliberate action multiplies results. The Japanese concept of ma, the intentional space between actions, offers a strikingly similar lesson. It teaches that pauses make movement more powerful, just as silence makes music more beautiful. In America's Silicon Valley, companies like Google and Salesforce integrate mindfulness rooms and meditation breaks into their campuses because they've recognized what Carlson teaches. A calm mind performs better than a hurried one. Carlson then deepens the psychological foundation of his philosophy by urging readers to accept the imperfections of life and people. Expecting perfection is a guarantee of stress. Accepting imperfection is the gateway to inner freedom. This principle resonates in cultures across the world. The Japanese embrace wabi-sabi, the beauty of imperfection. Many African philosophies emphasize communal forgiveness and understanding. American self-help culture increasingly encourages vulnerability and authenticity. When we stop insisting that life must unfold flawlessly, we stop fighting reality, and peace naturally emerges. This acceptance transforms relationships as well. So many conflicts arise not from actual issues, but from unmet expectations. People want others to behave as they wish, rather than as humans realistically do. But as Carlson emphasizes, choosing patience over irritation is one of the most profitable emotional investments a person can make. It protects your energy, it preserves your relationships, it expands your influence. Leaders who practice calm, patient communication, from global figures like Nelson Mandela to business trustees like Howard Schultz, consistently earn deeper trust. And trust, Carlson reminds us, is a currency more valuable than money. From this point, Carlson transitions into an even more empowering lesson. Every moment offers a choice between peace and panic. This is not poetic exaggeration, it is a psychological truth. Circumstances are external, responses are internal. And as Viktor Frankl famously said, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose. Carlson's philosophy teaches us to enlarge that space, to breathe, pause, and respond with intention rather than automatic fear. The individuals who master this subtle skill become unshakable even when their environment is unpredictable. This shift naturally leads into the next principle. Gratitude dissolves worry at its root, not because gratitude eliminates problems, but because it changes the emotional lens through which we experience them. Modern research from Harvard and Yale supports this. Gratitude practices reduce anxiety by shifting brain activity away from fear-based processing towards calm, reflective thinking.
Carlson's point is that gratitude isn't a sentimental gesture, it is a practical strategy for mental clarity. In recent years, many American entrepreneurs adopted gratitude journals during the high-pressure years of inflation, supply chain crises, and market instability. Meanwhile, across Africa and Asia, communities practiced collective gratitude rituals to maintain hope during difficulty. Gratitude doesn't erase adversity, but it's the inner light that makes adversity less consuming. As gratitude strengthens emotional resilience, Carlson guides readers to another realization: peace thrives when we simplify our lives. Modern life bombards people with unnecessary commitments, cluttered schedules, financial pressure, digital overload, and social expectations. Simplicity is not about owning less, it is about needing less. It's about clearing mental and emotional space so peace has room to grow. Minimalism movements across America, Scandinavia, and Japan reflect this universal hunger for simplicity. Even in Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, more young adults are shifting from material status symbols to experience-based living and digital entrepreneurship. Carlson uses this moment to introduce another powerful but often overlooked truth: your mood influences your income. Not in a mystical sense, but in a deeply practical one. People who are calm think more clearly. They negotiate better. They handle clients more effectively. They attract opportunities because others feel safe around them. Stress repels, peace draws in. This is why industries like coaching, wellness entrepreneurship, content creation, consulting, and remote freelancing reward individuals who are emotionally stable. Peace is not only a spiritual asset, it is a financial advantage.
This financial advantage sets the stage for the next insight. Focusing on solutions instead of problems transforms your relationship with stress. Carlson isn't denying the existence of challenges, he is reframing them. Worry freezes people. Solution thinking frees them. The global leaders who navigated the pandemic successfully weren't those who panicked, but those who pivoted. Restaurants that shifted to delivery models, teachers who embraced online platforms, African fintech companies that exploded in growth through mobile banking solutions, and American remote workers who discovered entirely new career paths. Carlson then leads the reader toward one of his most liberating lessons. Most fears never materialize. Studies across multiple countries show that as much as 85 to 90% of what people worry about does not happen. This means that worry is often a self-inflicted burden, emotional taxation without return on investment. By accepting this, individuals gain the power to redirect energy from fear to creativity. And creativity, Carlson emphasizes, is one of the most powerful antidotes to stress. The journey continues into another cornerstone principle. Your peace should never be outsourced to external validation. The modern world measures worth through likes, followers, income, prestige, or applause. But Carlson insists that inner peace comes from internal alignment, not external approval. Those who chase validation become prisoners of other people's opinions. Those who trust their inner compass become free. This freedom prepares the mind for Carlson's next integrated teaching. You make more money when you stop obsessing about money. It sounds paradoxical, but it aligns with behavioral psychology. Desperation clouds judgment. Calm clarity creates better decisions. When you stop trying to force outcomes, you begin noticing possibilities that were previously hidden by anxiety. Countless entrepreneurs, freelancers, artists, and professionals report this shift. When they stopped overthinking and simply focused on offering value with a peaceful mind, opportunities multiplied. This leads to another essential lesson. Small, consistent steps defeat big, anxious leaps. Worry often stems from imagining massive tasks. Peace grows when we break those tasks into simple actions.
Carlson shows that progress doesn't come from heroic bursts of energy, but from steady movement. This principle aligns with James Clear's atomic habits, with African productivity philosophies like little drops make the mighty ocean, and with the American belief in incremental improvement. These small steps prepare the heart for the next truth. Letting go is a superpower. Letting go of control, letting go of perfection, letting go of resentment, letting go of unrealistic expectations. The more we release, the more room peace has to enter. This lesson resonates with countless spiritual traditions: Stoicism, Buddhism, Christianity, Sufism, and African indigenous philosophies. Carlson frames it in practical, secular language. Let go not because it's noble, but because your peace depends on it. And from the depth of letting go emerges the capstone lesson. Peace is a choice first and a feeling second. You choose the mindset that cultivates peaceful emotions, not the other way around. This empowers the reader with immense agency. If peace were dependent on circumstances, we would be helpless. But because peace begins inside, we carry its possibility everywhere, into work, relationships, financial decisions, and life's uncertainties. Carlson's message, woven through every page and every principle, ultimately converges into a powerful truth. When you stop worrying, you don't just make more money, you make a better life. You make decisions rooted in clarity, not fear. You build relationships grounded in patience, not pressure. You see opportunities instead of threats. You protect your emotional energy. You reclaim freedom from anxiety. And most importantly, you rediscover the quiet strength within you. The strength that was always there, but buried under unnecessary worry. Carlson's teachings remind us that peace is not a luxury. It is not a reward. It is a strategy, a discipline, a mindset, a way of life. And when you master it, not only does life become richer, but the world around you begins to respond in ways that once seemed impossible. If this message resonated with you, subscribe and join us for more wisdom that fuels growth.